How many times have you had troubling thoughts, such as persistent worries or recurring concerns that don't go away? Worst part is that the more you try to free your mind, the more persistent they become. Hi viewers, and welcome back to Bestie. When you're stressed, the same thoughts can replay over and over in your mind, creating an endless loop of worry. This does nothing to help solve the problems at hand. In fact, it interferes with your physical and mental well-being. The solution is to clear your mind and give yourself a break from these thoughts. And in today's video, we'll tell you the best ways to do it, from distracting yourself, connecting with friends, meditating, being alone, to practicing mindfulness and more. Watch till the end to learn about all of them. Number 1. Distract yourself. When you're starting to feel overwhelmed by your own thoughts, it's time to find something else to think about. Keep in mind, we're not suggesting you run from your responsibilities, but rather you take a vacation from them for just a few moments at a time in order to regroup and come at things from a different perspective. Distracting yourself gives you the space and time you need to figure things out and concentrate on something less pressing. Distracting yourself could be as easy as going outside and exercising, focusing on a project or hobby that you love. Lose yourself in the newspaper or a good book. Running is also a brilliant way to work up a sweat, get the body moving, and let those good feelings come your way. How do you distract yourself from stress? Tell us quickly down below in the comment section. Number 2. Do a brain dump. It seems like writing out a big list of your thoughts will only make you think more about all the tasks at hand and distract you further. But it's usually the opposite. Putting your thoughts, worries, and tasks in writing means you don't have to hold them all in your head, giving you the space to concentrate. You can try journaling as well. If there is a big issue weighing on your mind, writing about it can help you work through what's going on. Or if your mind is spinning with too many emotions, writing them out will help you feel settled. Number 3. Connect with friends. You may have noticed that when you're overly stressed, you're not as much fun to be around. As a result, your relationships may suffer. Focusing on positive relationships can minimize stress. By strengthening your relationships, you provide yourself with healthy coping techniques. Research has found that those with strong social connections tend to use rumination less to cope with stress. These people also have lower rates of depression, post-traumatic stress disorder, and stress-linked inflammatory responses. Processing your problems with an empathetic friend can be a healthy distraction and a highly effective coping method. But even if you choose not to discuss your problems, the simple act of getting together can be useful to clear your mind. It's a fun and healthy way to deal with stress and anxiety. Number 4. Go for a nature walk. Research has shown that forest bathing, the act of spending time in a wooded area, is great for reducing stress. Nature can be beneficial for mental health. It reduces cognitive fatigue and stress, which can be helpful with depression and anxiety. Being in nature allows your brain's command center to dial down and rest. A study found that people living near more green space reported less mental distress than those living in cities. Make an effort to go for walks or spend time in nature. You can also practice breathing exercises while you're at it. Number 5. Try substitution. Sometimes you just have to replace a bad thought with a good one. While it's not the most effective way to deal with your thoughts, substituting one thought for another can start a process that will help you tap into thinking in a more productive way. It's like putting one foot in front of the other. You have to start somewhere. When you're up to facing your thoughts, you can start to retrain instead of just replacing. So if you want to clear your mind, remember that you can let go of unwanted thoughts by substituting it with a more desirable one. This is where positive affirmations might help. Research has found that a personal mantra, which is a phrase you repeat silently to yourself, can benefit your brain. So if you notice that a negative thought is creeping into your consciousness, replace it with a positive one. Some examples include, I love myself, nothing bad is happening, I am willing to see this differently, and I'm doing all that I can. Number 6. Set a timer and just do your best. Having a set amount of time to get things done might cause too much stress. But other times, you might just need that starting point. Say, I'm going to do this for 10 minutes. When the timer goes off, I can quit. The act of deciding what to work on is a true factor for initial focus. And having the option to quit after a short time gives your mind the freedom to go all in on that one thing. If you know you don't have to slog through completing an entire project in one session, you can usually get enough done in just a few minutes. Number 7. Meditate. Research shows that meditation can be helpful in facilitating forgiveness, letting go of rumination, and reducing negative emotions. It also provides many other benefits for your physical and mental well-being. To start a meditation practice, simply find a place where you can sit and relax. Then observe your thoughts without becoming attached to them. Once you've noticed them, let them go and bring your focus back to the present moment. Number 8. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of becoming fully immersed in an activity, rather than in your thoughts about other things. It's a great option for busy people. While it involves slowing down and focusing on one thing, it doesn't mean stopping all activity the way traditional meditation does. Completing one activity with mindfulness can be a restorative way to clear your mind and get things done. Try cleaning a room, clearing out a closet, or cooking a healthy meal. Number 9. Learn to say no. Some people just can't say no when they've been asked to do something for others. If you've already got enough on your plate, then don't be tempted to add to it and to your potential stress levels. If a work colleague asks you to do something, always think about whether it's practical for you to take the task on. Sometimes, if you just keep saying yes, it becomes a habit. So train yourself to say no when you need to. Number 10. Drink water or have a snack. When your brain is running a million miles an hour, it's using energy. Replenish that with plenty of water and a high-protein energy snack. Try to avoid sugar. The quick rush isn't worth how much worse you'll feel shortly afterwards. We don't mean mindlessly snacking at your desk all day, though. Make a production out of moving to a different area to get your snack and concentrate on the action of nourishing yourself. Sometimes that break is exactly what your mind needs to move from overthinking to focusing. Apart from replenishing your energy levels, water has a lot of health benefits. To know what they are, watch this video titled 8 Health Benefits of Drinking Water. Now back to amazing ways to declutter your mind. Number 11. Don't put things off. One of the worst things for cluttering up your mind is putting off tasks. They just sit there in your head and grind away so you can't really concentrate on what you're doing. Our advice is to just do whatever it is you need to do as soon as possible so you can get it out of your mind and focus on the next thing. If you don't do this, you'll often put more energy into thinking about doing something than actually doing it. And remember, it's amazing how quickly you can do something once you finally commit yourself to doing it. Number 12. Be alone. When your mind is cluttered and you find it difficult to focus, try to get away from what you're doing. Be by yourself in a quiet place. Studies have discovered that solitude can boost your productivity and allows your brain muscles to relax and recover. As we go through our daily lives, we often fail to realize activities such as daily commutes, distractions, people, surroundings, and routines have an impact. If we don't manage these activities wisely, they can eventually break us down. Distractions can put us in an unwanted state, feeling down, having no energy, and limit our inspiration and motivation. This is why we need to do something to restore our mental health by being alone. So take time off. Be by yourself so that you can understand yourself better. While these tips can help declutter your mind, stress can get in the way of this. It's very important to identify signs of stress so that you can tackle it. Know more about these signs by watching Signs That Your Body is Very Stressed, or learning about warning signs you are emotionally and mentally exhausted. These 2 videos will definitely help you identify when you're stressed so that you can take action before it becomes serious. What's the thing that clutters your mind the most? Let us know in the comment section below.